Perhaps everyone's youth has regrets, doesn't it? A ceaseless secret crush, hastily falling for someone, grades that weren't quite ideal, or that person who, even though you were together, couldn't last. Time will eventually soothe everything. When you truly unlock the shackles of memory, it will still stir up a storm in your mind, never able to calm down. In the youth that I thought was so unremarkable, someone had carefully and clumsily protected me year after year. The last page of the notebook. She had written neatly with a fountain pen, "Junying, can we be together? On the 17th, I'll wait for you at Van Thu intersection." A day before heading to Beijing for university, I was browsing online and saw a post. What's your biggest regret from high school? Seeing this question, my mind immediately pictured a beautiful and delicate face. My biggest regret is probably that I didn't even have the courage to confess to the person I liked when I was 16. My heart felt a little bitter. After typing that line, I put my phone down and started packing my luggage. But all afternoon, my heart couldn't calm down. The song is there. Anything Impossible kept replaying in my headphones. It seemed to take me back to that sweltering summer. I have a secret I've kept hidden for 7 years. The name of that secret is Dai Uexi. On the first day of 10th grade, Dai Uexi gave a speech on the podium as the student representative. I stood in the front row of class 5, staring at her for over half an hour. Perhaps at that young age I still didn't understand what liking someone was, but my unusual heartbeat that day and my slightly flushed face reminded me, Peng Junying, you've fallen for her. The distance from class 5 to class 1 was the distance from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor. 54 steps, 108 paces. That was the distance between me and Dai Uexi. After that day, I would walk past her classroom during every break. As I walked by, I'd pretend to casually glance inside. Sometimes she'd be happily chatting with the classmates around her. Other times, I'd see boys from other classes, giving her love letters and gifts. On lucky days, our eyes would even meet. Every time I would nonchalantly look away, and only after passing her classroom door would I hurry away. During the last period of evening self-study, I would write her name over and over on my scratch paper. Dai Uexi, Dai Uexi. How can someone have such a beautiful name? Dai Uexi was so famous that even though she wasn't in our class, during every break, the boys in my class would always talk about her. Every time I heard her name, my heart would beat faster. I didn't dare to openly join those boys in discussing everything about her. I was afraid others would realize my feelings for her were different, but also afraid they wouldn't notice. In the 2nd semester of 10th grade, the homeroom teacher asked us to submit our stream selection forms. Regarding whether to choose the humanities or science stream, I didn't have much of an opinion. My parents always wanted me to take the science stream. My classmates also said the science stream was better, but what I wanted to know was, will Dai Uexi choose the humanities or science stream? That day, when I passed by Dai Uexi's class, I really wanted to be brave for once, to boldly ask her, "Hi Dai Uexi, I'm Peng Junying. May I ask if you're planning to take the humanities or science stream?" But in the end, I still couldn't take that step. All summer break, I prayed. I prayed that Lady Luck would smile upon me just once. Please let me be in the same class as Dai Uexi. Luck did indeed come to me for a while. When the new semester began, I really saw Dai Uexi in the classroom. We were seated according to our grades. Dai Uexi was in the number 1 spot. I was in the 15th spot. From this position, I just had to turn my head 45 degrees to see Dai Uexi's side profile. During physics class, the teacher wrote one incomprehensible definition after another on the board. I just rested my chin on my hand and stared blankly at Dai Uexi. A few times, Dai Uexi also looked back. Her gaze swept past my surroundings. Every time, I was so nervous I didn't dare to move. I wanted to avoid her gaze, but I was afraid doing so would be too obvious. The frequency of Dai Uexi turning around increased. Moreover, her gaze would always occasionally pause in my vicinity. My heart was both nervous and joyful. Is she looking at me, or is she looking at another boy? But I was the only boy around here. Dai Uexi. She wouldn't be stealing glances at a girl, would she? Perhaps everyone has such delusions. The person you're secretly watching is also secretly watching you. The person you have a crush on happens to like you too, but a delusion is still a delusion in the end. I finally realized that every time Dai Uexi turned around, it was to look at the wall clock behind her. So even top students care about when class ends? The science subjects were much harder than I thought. The exercises that I had to stay up late every day to understand, Dai Uexi learned them after hearing them just once. Half a semester passed. She was still firmly in first place in the entire grade. Meanwhile, my ranking had dropped by 7 places. After the midterm exams, the homeroom teacher called me to his office for a talk. He told me to focus on my studies and not to be distracted in class anymore. He told me to learn more from Dai Uexi and Lin Feng. He said their grades were very stable. Lin Feng was Dai Uexi's deskmate. Dai Uexi was firmly in first place in the grade, while Lin Feng was firmly in second. Besides that, 2 of them were also the golden couple acknowledged by the entire class. Grades, looks, family background, they were a perfect match in every way. During the arts festival, the teacher gave the hosting opportunity to Dai Uexi and Lin Feng. No one had any objections. It seems that beautiful people have a different kind of life. They just have to stand there, and they can attract everyone's attention. That day, Dai Uexi wore a light white dress. Lin Feng wore a stylish suit in the same color. I sat in an inconspicuous spot below the stage, watching the person shining on stage, watching their perfect coordination. In my ears were the endless praises from the underclassmen for them. That day, photos of Dai Yuexi and Lan Feng went viral on the school's confession page. As for me, I only dared to secretly crop Dai Yuexi's photo and save it. My heart was filled with both joy and bitterness. It seemed I had fallen for someone out of my league. The days passed quickly. A semester went by in the blink of an eye. On the grade sheet posted at the back of the classroom, my rank was 7th. Dai Yuexi was still in first place. Our names were less than 7 centimeters apart. But how much longer would I have to work to close this 10-centimeter gap? During the holiday, the city welcomed its first heavy snow. I opened the window and made a wish to the falling snowflakes. Please let me get a little closer to Dai Yuexi. When the New Year's bell rang, I picked up my phone, hesitating whether to send Dai Yuexi a New Year's greeting. Just one sentence. If Dai Yuexi replied, I would apologize and say it was a mass message. Hope I'm not bothering you. Then, I'd seriously wish her a Happy New Year. But would Dai Yuexi really reply? So many people must have sent her messages. Come to think of it, I've had Dai Yuexi on QQ for so long, but we've never spoken. When the clock on the wall struck 12, a message notification appeared on my phone. From Dai Yuexi, Happy New Year. I was overwhelmed by a feeling called surprise. I quickly tapped into the chat interface, wondering how to reply, to seem both serious and natural. Is this a mass message? The chat interface kept showing the other person is typing. Student Peng Junying, you did well on the final exams. Happy New Year to you. In the new year, I received a greeting from Dai Yuexi. A New Year's greeting specifically for Peng Junying. I pressed the phone to my chest, rolling around excitedly on my bed. Student Dai Yuexi, Happy New Year. I'll try my best to catch up to you. Student Peng Junying, you have any wishes for the new year? Maybe I can help you achieve it. I didn't reply, because my wish had already come true. To get a little closer to Dai Yuexi. The winter break passed quickly. I entered the new semester with a mix of anticipation and reluctance. This semester, seating was still based on grades. It was similar. This time I sat diagonally behind Dai Yuexi. When I couldn't follow the lecture, I would still habitually rest my chin on my hand and stare at Dai Yuexi's side profile. But I didn't dare to write her name on my scratch paper because we sat so close. She could see it just by turning her head. One day during a self-study session for practice problems, I couldn't solve the most difficult last question on the math worksheet. I had clearly done this type of problem many times before, but I still didn't know how to do it. After trying a few times, I suddenly felt frustrated. I angrily pushed the worksheet aside. Perhaps my movement was too forceful and disturbed Dai Yuexi. She turned her head and stared at my scratch paper for a long time. Did I disturb your studies? Sorry. I apologized to her in a small voice. Dai Yuexi leaned closer, lowering her voice. This question is a variation of an example in the textbook. The principle is the same. The pencil she held in her hand kept writing on the paper. She was very close to me. I stared blankly at her blinking eyelashes. Dai Yuexi is very smart. Her method is even more concise than the one the teacher taught in class. You can also follow the teacher's method from class, but it'll take a bit more time and it's easy to make a calculation mistake. Next, she seriously explained another solution approach to me. Got it? Dai Yuexi suddenly looked up. Our eyes accidentally met. I was so startled that I quickly averted my gaze. My only subconscious reaction was to nod. Got it. When I took the scratch paper back, I accidentally touched Dai Yuexi's hand. My heart pounded even faster. No, I didn't mean to. Dai Yuexi laughed. Student Peng Junying, why do you always stutter when you're nervous? Dai Yuexi tilted her head, her sparkling eyes smiling at me. At that moment, I was extremely flustered, afraid that my little feelings would be seen through, and even more afraid that Dai Yuexi would think I was stupid. But the next second, she said, Student Peng Junying, you're very cute like this. Can I call you Junying? Back in middle school, people also gave me nicknames, but those nicknames were all malicious. They used a tone that allowed no refusal, giving me no chance to say no at all. Only Dai Yuexi would gently and politely ask me, Student Peng Junying, can I call you Junying? Looking at her serious expression, I forgot to even answer. Student Peng, I don't mean any harm. I just think it's very cute to call you that. Dai Yuexi's voice held a trace of anxiety. I quickly nodded. Yeah, you can call me whatever you want. Dai Yuexi turned her head away, but my heart couldn't calm down for a long time. For the remaining half of the class, I couldn't solve another single problem. In the evening, passing by a gift shop, I used 2 days' worth of saved allowance money to buy an exquisite password-locked notebook. I tore out the piece of paper that today, Dai Yuexi and I had discussed together and pasted it onto the first page of the notebook. Then I carefully cut out the paper filled with her name and pasted it next to Dai Yuexi's scratch paper. It felt like by doing this, we had something in common. Dai Yuexi, tell me, is this the closest we've ever been? I don't know if my movements were too loud, but every time I sighed after failing to solve a problem, Dai Yuexi would always turn around the next second. Using her pen with a rabbit-shaped cap, she would quickly write out the solution steps. Got it? Dayuexi lightly tapped my forehead. I was a bit confused. Dayuexi's thinking was too advanced. Actually, there were several parts I didn't understand, but I didn't feel comfortable asking more. I didn't want her to think I was annoying. Thank you. Let me look it over a few more times. I took back the scratch paper and kept staring at the problem, looking at it again and again, but there were still a few parts I didn't get. Why is Dayuexi so smart? And why am I so stupid? After class, I asked the second-ranked student in our class to explain it to me, a shy girl with black-rimmed glasses. She had to explain it twice before I fully understood. I get it now. Thanks, master. When the bell for the next class rang, I happily returned to my seat. When I turned around, I saw Dayuexi. She was staring at me. She didn't look happy. Why isn't she happy? Dayuexi was in a bad mood all day. During break, a girl asked her to go for a walk, but she refused. As soon as class ended, she would just rest her head on the desk, writing something on a sticky note. I couldn't help but wonder, someone as brilliant as Dayuexi would also encounter a difficult problem to solve. After getting home, as I was organizing my notebooks, I kept thinking about why Dayuexi was unhappy today. A message popped up on QQ. It was from Dayuexi. Junying, if it's convenient, could you open your draft notebook and take a look? Tucked inside the draft notebook, I don't know since when, were several sticky notes in Dayuexi's handwriting. The content was the question Dayuexi had explained to me today. 3 solution methods. Each one was very detailed, even which theorems were used and on which page of the book. She had marked everything clearly in red pen. So during break today, Dayuexi was busy with this. There's the back too. Don't forget to look. Dayuexi sent another message. I flipped over the sticky note. She had written with a fountain pen. From now on, you can come ask me anytime. It doesn't matter how many times. I won't find you annoying. So, can Junying only ask me? My eyes welled up a little. My heart felt full. Dayuexi. She didn't find me annoying at all. I neatly pasted the sticky note into the notebook and wrote, keep going on the last line. Another step closer to Dayuexi. That night, I don't know how I got into bed, nor in what state of mind I fell asleep. The result of my restless heart was that, the next day I had dark circles under my eyes as I groggily walked into the classroom. It's been almost a month since school started. Next month, we'll have our monthly test. This time, can I rightfully become Dayuexi's deskmate? On the day of the exam, I was more nervous than ever. I checked my stationery several times before entering the exam room. I took a few deep breaths, reminding myself not to be nervous. Peng Junying, you can definitely do it. Dayuexi and I were in the same exam room, but she was at seat number 1 in exam room 1, while I was at the last seat in exam room 1. The two of us occupied 2 corners of the classroom. 10 minutes before the exam started, Dayuexi stopped in front of me. Junying, do well on the exam. Having this encouragement from Dayuexi, I felt it was better than anything. When the last exam, English, was over, I heaved a sigh of relief. Usually, boys' logical thinking is a bit better, but Dayuexi and I were the complete opposite. She was very good at science subjects, while humanities subjects were my strength. The only things dragging my scores down were math and physics. But during the exam, several questions were variations of the types Dayuexi had explained to me. This time, I should be able to get a good score, right? The waiting period was both agonizing and long. The rankings would only be out a week later. The homeroom teacher posted the grade sheet at the back of the class. After class, the students swarmed over. I was both expectant and afraid. What if this time, I still can't be deskmates with Dayuexi? What if my score isn't even good enough to sit behind Dayuexi? What if another boy asks Dayuexi for help? Will she gently explain problems to her new deskmate? Will she smile and call another boy's name? Thinking about the possibilities, I slumped despondently onto my desk. It seemed I no longer wanted to know the results. The next second, my desk was tapped. I looked up. Dayuexi was standing in front of me, smiling. Junying, I have another grade sheet in my hand. Want to see it? My eyes lit up. I nodded at her, but then quickly shook my head. My heart was hanging in suspense. You did well on the exam. Dayuexi leaned on the desk, opened the grade sheet, and placed it in front of me. Junying, you're really amazing. You're about to catch up to me. Dayuexi's hand pointed to my name, glanced at my name. In front of it was a big number 2. Dayuexi, first in class, second in the grade. Peng Junying, second in class, 10th in the grade. I hid this extra ranking sheet. In a deserted corner, I cut out Dayuexi's name and my name from the grade sheet. I pasted them into my notebook full of secrets. Everything felt like a dream. In the afternoon, we changed seats. I really wanted to quickly move my desk next to Dayuexi's, but I deliberately did it very slowly. I waited until everyone else was done moving before I moved. This way, others wouldn't realize I like Dayuexi, right? Why are you so slow? Dayuexi walked over. Need my help? Before I could answer, she had already moved my desk next to hers. She even helped me arrange my books. I lowered my head and said nothing, the corners of my mouth unconsciously curving up. At this moment, I both wanted Dayuexi to see my smile and was afraid that smiling too happily would give me away. Student Peng Junying, we're deskmates from now on. I look forward to your help. Dayuexi extended her hand towards me. I hesitated for 2 seconds, then took it. Student Dayuexi, please take care of me. Her hand is so small and soft. My heart is pounding. I guess this counts as holding hands, right? After becoming deskmates with Dayuexi, I didn't have time to think about anything else. The 11th grade curriculum is really busy. Every day's homework required me to stay up very late to finish, but Daiuxi finished it very quickly and even had time to help me summarize my notes. I was very touched but also secretly worried. Luck played a big part in this exam. Plus, a few good science stream students were careless, so I was able to get second place. I know very well that I've never been a gifted person. In front of the geniuses in the science class, I could only work very hard just to have a fighting chance. For a long time, I was in a very gloomy mood. I couldn't focus in class and couldn't get my homework done. Junying, after school, do you want to go for a run on the sports field? During physics class, Daiuxi wrote on a scrap piece of paper. I carefully glanced at the teacher on the podium, quickly picked up a pen, and wrote the word OK. When I pushed the paper to Daiuxi, she pushed over a pen with a carrot-shaped cap. It just so happened to be a pair with her little rabbit cap pen. She wrote on the paper, Junying, this is for you. My heart felt as if it was filled with something. It was a joy I had never felt before. After school, Daiuxi and I ran lap after lap on the sports field. My mood really improved a lot. During the last lap, Daiuxi suddenly stopped, with her hands on her knees. Junying, do you really like listening to Jo Jielun's music? I didn't understand why she suddenly asked that. I saw on QQ that you've been listening to his music often recently. I nodded. When I can't solve a problem, I listen to music. But how does she have time to notice these things? Daiuxi suddenly smiled. Classmate Peng Junying, the last lap, let's have a race. If you beat me, I'll give you another gift. Okay. As a boy, I can definitely run faster than her. How can you even call this a competition? But it seems I underestimated her a little. Daiuxi runs very fast, not much slower than me. But actually, compared to finishing these laps, I enjoyed the process of running with her more. Junying, you won. Daiuxi smiled brightly. A few beads of sweat lingered on her bangs. On the sports field at night, the sound of cicadas chirped. Under the streetlights, her shadow and mine were stretched out very long. Daiuxi said her house isn't far from mine, just a little further. So she insisted on taking a detour to walk home with me. I originally planned to walk her home first, but she refused no matter what. So, to be able to walk with her a little longer, I deliberately walked very slowly. The journey that normally takes only 5 minutes took 10 minutes today. The moonlight is so beautiful tonight. Even the stars are unusually gentle. Finally, when we got home, just as I was about to close the door, Daiuxi called out to me, Classmate Peng Junying, good night. Classmate Daiuxi, sweet dreams. Lately, the atmosphere in class has been a bit subdued. During break time, only a few people were talking sporadically. Most people were sitting at their desks doing homework. The school radio was still playing a song I like to listen to. Daiuxi stuck one earbud into my ear. I turned my head and saw her holding an MP4 player. The students were chatting with each other, discussing what to eat after school. Jo Jielun's music played in my left ear. The moment the bell for class rang, Daiuxi took out the earbud. Everything around me became quiet again. Daiuxi pushed the MP4 player into my hand. She said, Junying, happy 16th birthday. Oh, right, today is October 10th, my birthday. I've been so busy these past few days that even I forgot, but Daiuxi remembered. But how did Daiuxi know my birthday? I've never told her. Classmate Peng Junying, your QQ profile shows your birthday is today. How did you know it was my real birthday? Daiuxi laughed. Classmate Peng Junying, you even use my real name for my nickname. I originally wanted to sing for you myself, but I'm really tone deaf, so I'm giving you this MP4 player instead. Junying, when you're in a bad mood, listen to some music. It's so nice that on the 16th birthday, someone let me listen to my favorite song. She said, if we are still together on your 17th birthday, then, Junying, I will definitely sing for you myself. Classmate Daiuxi, I really hope that on every October 10th from now on, you'll be here. I didn't do well on the mock exam. My rank dropped by more than 10 places. My only decent scores were in literature and English. My father often told me, if I had chosen the social sciences stream back then, wouldn't it have been better? But I don't regret it at all. Whether it's the social sciences or natural sciences stream, each has its own appeal. But this time, I won't be able to be desk mates with Daiuxi anymore. The homeroom teacher suddenly told us, from now on, we don't have to arrange seats according to grades. In this final period, whoever we want to sit with, just go and sit with them. Youth should be lived without regrets. I was so happy. I can be desk mates with Daiuxi again. When we were changing seats, Daiuxi leaned close to me and said, Junying, can you always choose me as your desk mate from now on? I want to keep explaining the lessons to you. Okay. Classmate Daiuxi, we will always sit together. Daiuxi asked me, Junying, which city do you want to go to for university? Beijing. Daiuxi asked again, there are so many cities, why do you want to go to Beijing? Because Beijing is the capital. Because I know you're going to Beijing. Daiuxi smiled, looked at me and said, in that case, Junying, it's a promise then. We'll go to university in Beijing together. Next year, I'll celebrate your 17th birthday with you. I smiled too. Okay. Classmate Daiuxi, let's meet in Beijing. Second semester of 12th grade, the school held a coming-of-age ceremony for us. We didn't have to wear uniforms that day. The girls could wear pretty dresses. The boys could wear handsome suits. Daiuxi asked me what I planned to wear for the coming-of-age ceremony. I thought about it for a moment. A suit, I guess. Actually, I don't like wearing suits. I find them too troublesome. Besides, my family doesn't own many suits. Junying. Daiuxi looked at me. You've been my desk mate for half a year. I'll give you a suit as a coming-of-age gift, okay? On such an important day, receiving a gift from the girl I like is such a fortunate thing. But I still refused. This gift is too precious. If you want to look good in a suit, price definitely won't be cheap. On the day of the coming-of-age ceremony, I wore a black suit. Daiuxi walked towards me. She was wearing a long, pale white dress, which matched Lin Feng's white suit perfectly. Classmate Peng Junying, you look very handsome today. Daiuxi had a new hairstyle. Many boys were staring at her. Lin Feng was surrounded by the girls in our class. They were giving him gifts and confessing their feelings. On this day, many boys and girls would confess to each other. Classmate Daiuxi, did you know sometimes I'm quite jealous of Lin Feng and the others? Jealous because they can be the dazzling sun. Daiuxi didn't say anything. I didn't say anything either. When the coming-of-age ceremony ended, everyone was given a small piece of cake. I sat at the seat by the window, thinking about my future. Daiuxi can definitely get into a university in Beijing. Lin Feng and the others are gifted students. Some have already been admitted through special recommendation. Many classmates have their own goals. It seems only I am directionless. I'm just an ordinary person with average abilities. I have to work very hard just to close the gap with Daiuxi, but not all efforts are seen, and not all flowers can bear fruit. Daiuxi, I might have to break our promise this time. At the end, Daiuxi called me over. She gave me a small piece of cake and a bouquet of baby's breath. She said, Junying, not everyone needs to be the sun to be good. You can be the most unique baby's breath flower. She said, Junying, I hope on this coming-of-age day you can eat a cake that's just for you. The purple baby's breath was really beautiful. The small cake Daiuxi bought was also really sweet. After that day, it seemed like something had changed. We still lived the monotonous life between home and school, but everyone was immersed in a sad and gloomy atmosphere. The university entrance exam was approaching, and we would finally have to part ways, going off in all directions. The night before the university entrance exam, Daiuxi sent me a message. Junying, good luck on the exam. Classmate Daiuxi, you too. Sometimes, there are some things that even if you know the outcome won't change, you still want to give it a try. The day after the exam, Daiuxi gave me a gift. Junying, remember to wait until the class party to open it. But I didn't go to the class party after that. After the university entrance exam, my whole family moved to live in another city. Before I left, I didn't even say goodbye to Daiuxi. My score wasn't high enough for Beijing. I ended up choosing a university in the south. I heard that Daiuxi ended up getting into Beijing University. Beijing is over 3,000 kilometers away from where I live. One south, one north, just like her life and mine. Daiuxi's gift was placed at the bottom of my suitcase. For 4 years of university, I took it with me to many places, but never opened it. On many sleepless nights, I had the urge to open it and see. I always managed to hold back. I was too full of expectation and also too afraid. Afraid there was something heavy inside, yet also afraid there was nothing at all. Afraid my intuition was right, yet also afraid it would all be for nothing in the end. During 4 years of university, I tried many new things. I started to learn about how to dress. My name was on the scholarship list every year. In my 4th year of university, I was accepted into a graduate program in Beijing. The moment I received the acceptance letter, I couldn't help but cry. Actually, I had always wanted to go to Beijing, and I could never forget Daiuxi. I couldn't forget the person who said she would sing for me, but in the end, couldn't. In university, I never dated anyone. It's not that no one pursued me, but I rejected them all. Occasionally, a girl would confess to me. I would always use the excuse that I wanted to, focus on my studies to turn them down. But in reality, I just couldn't let go of the girl who amazed me for so many years. Daiuxi, I really miss you. Have you learned to sing that song yet? I don't want my youth to end in vain. I'm truly a very contradictory person, both cowardly and wanting her to see. So on my social media account, I wrote out the story of me and Daiuxi. Daiuxi, with the internet being so developed, do you think you'll come across my story? At that time, will you feel regret like me, or will you smile with peace? I don't want you to regret like I do, but I'm also afraid that you have long since found peace. Unexpectedly, that post went viral. Countless netizens shed tears over our story. That girl definitely likes you. Why can't two people who like each other be together? What happened to that girl in the end? Does she have a boyfriend now? If you meet that girl again, will you be with her? Many people cared about what happened to me and Daiuxi later on. But the top comment was, why don't you open that gift and see? Maybe her secret is hidden inside too. Should I take a look? If I look, you'll regret it. If I don't, you'll regret it even more. I struggled with myself for a long time and finally decided to open it. No matter what's inside, you'll just consider it putting an end to my youth. Inside was a notebook and an exquisitely wrapped jewelry box. In the jewelry box was the most popular watch from 4 years ago, which is now outdated. The notebook was filled with Daiuxi's cramped handwriting. At this moment, a long-hidden secret seemed about to burst out. It turns out I wasn't the only one hiding a secret in a book. Crammed into the notebook was the sincere and clumsy love of a young girl. On the first page of the notebook, time stopped 7 years ago. Today is the first day of school, but my kitten got lost. I searched on the road for a whole hour, couldn't find it. Did someone pick it up? If someone picked it up, I hope the person who found it is a good person. I found my kitten. A boy was holding it. He was wearing the same uniform as me. Is he also a student at Yizhong High School? He was looking left and right, seeming to look for the kitten's owner. I wanted to go thank him and get my kitten back at the same time, but Lin Feng kept calling me from behind. In 10 minutes, I have to go on stage to give a speech. Never mind then, you'll just have to find him after school to get it back. We go to the same school anyway. It should be easy to find him. I hate having to go on stage to host and give speeches the most. This feeling of being stared at by others is really not good at all. Plus, it's always with Lin Feng. Many people have misunderstood and think we're in a relationship. How could that be? I won't get into a relationship. It's him, the boy who found my kitten. So he's in class 5? Why does he keep staring at me? Oh no. My heart is beating a little fast. I almost messed up my lines. Luckily, Lin Feng helped me correct it. After it was over, Lin Feng asked me why I was so distracted today. Actually, I don't know why I was distracted either. After school, I saw him again. He used his baggy uniform jacket to wrap the kitten. I could have just gone straight over and told him that I'm the kitten's owner, but I didn't. He seems to really like the kitten. So ill, just let him have the kitten then. That's how I convinced myself. But actually, I just wanted to use the excuse every day to visit the kitten so I could see him one more time. Today I finally learned his name. Peng Junying. It's a very nice name. Classmate Peng Junying is on the 3rd floor, but during every break, he comes down to the 1st floor and even passes by our classroom. Before school started, I complained to my parents about the design of Yizhong High School, why the boys' restroom is on the 1st floor, while the girls' restroom is on the 3rd. Now it seems this design is pretty good after all. When classmate Peng Junying passed by class 1, I couldn't help but steal a few glances at him. Unexpectedly, he also looked over. I immediately looked away. My heart was pounding. He didn't discover my feelings, did he? But classmate Peng Junying's new hairstyle is very nice. The homeroom teacher told us to submit our arts/sciences stream selection forms. Everyone asked me if I'm choosing the arts or sciences stream. Girls usually study in the social sciences stream more, right? But my natural sciences subjects are a bit better. Will classmate Peng Junying choose the arts or sciences stream? Last time, I accidentally saw his grades. Classmate Peng Junying did very well in politics. He'll probably choose the arts stream, right? The sciences stream classes are on the 3rd floor. In the future, will I not be able to see classmate Peng Junying anymore? So annoying. The homeroom teacher will collect the stream selection forms when class starts. I purposely said I hadn't decided yet and would submit it after school. I sit in the seat near the back door. It hasn't changed for all of 10th grade. This is a good spot. Every time classmate Peng Junying passes by, he can definitely see this spot. I secretly prayed to God, please let Peng Junying pass by one more time, just one last time. I placed the stream selection form in the most conspicuous place on my desk. I used a pen to trace over the name Dai Uxi several times, making it bold. If we can't meet again in the future, classmate Peng Junying, I want you to remember my name. Unexpectedly, I saw Peng Junying in the new classroom. I noticed him at first glance, but my first reaction was, did I walk into the wrong classroom? Science class 1, that's right, this is it. The new class arranged seats by rank. I sat in the front row. Classmate Peng Junying sat in the 3rd row. It's not that far, actually. Every time I turn around, I can see him perfectly. Classmate Peng Junying really likes to daze off during physics class. Even though he doesn't understand, the way he still tries to nod along is really cute, just like my kitten. I wonder how the kitten is doing with him. I have to find a chance to go see the kitten. Class is so boring. I already understand those definitions from reading the book. I really don't want to listen to the lecture anymore. I wonder what classmate Peng Junying is doing. Oh, he's just like me, also spacing out. The frequency of me turning my head is getting higher and higher. Lin Feng noticed too. He smiled and asked me, do you like Peng Junying? I felt a little guilty. I stammered and asked him how he knew. Lin Feng laughed and said, it's actually quite obvious. Is it that obvious? Then does classmate Peng Junying also see that I like him? I increasingly feel like my little thoughts have been discovered, because classmate Peng Junying is always looking at me too. What should I do? Will he think I'm a bad girl? I can only pretend to look at my watch. I should turn my head less often from now on. Today is the new year, but it's so boring. My parents are busy visiting relatives and giving gifts. The Spring Festival Gala isn't as good as it used to be. My cousin is stuck at my house, dragging me to pick out new clothes with them. I really want to know what classmate Peng Junying is doing right now. I really want to wish him a happy new year. My cousins saw through my thoughts. They saw the person I pinned on my phone, and on their own accord, sent Peng Junying a happy new year message. What do I do? Will he reply? How should I talk to him? Unexpectedly, he replied to me. Classmate Peng Junying has improved a lot. When we changed seats, he sat behind me. I'm so nervous, but I have to control myself. I can't scare him away. Why does he keep sighing? My dad says sighing often isn't good. Peng Junying has been staring at the math test for 10 minutes. Turns out he can't solve the problem. I turned around. and wrote the steps to the solution in his notebook. Classmate Peng Junyuan, can you please stop sighing? I can teach you any problem you don't know. Classmate Peng Junyuan is really cute. He stutters whenever he's nervous. He's even more like my little kitten. I want to tease him. Classmate Peng Junyuan, can I call you Junyuan? I regretted it as soon as I said it. Will he see me as one of those bad girls who likes to tease boys? But he said, you can call me whatever you want. Everyone calls you Peng Junyuan, but I want to call you Junyuan. Only I will call you Junyuan. Junyuan. I hope you're happy every day. Today, while explaining a problem to Peng Junyuan, he was a little distracted. I wonder if the academic pressure is too much. I really want to comfort him, but in what capacity? Today, I'm a little angry. Junyuan went and asked someone else for help with a problem. That person is ranked second. Their test score was only a dozen points lower than mine. I feel a bit disappointed. There are many smart girls in our class. If Peng Junyuan asks me, he'll also ask others. But I don't want him to ask others. Junyuan, can you only ask me for help? If I'm more patient than others, more gentle, then will you stop asking other people? Sigh. Junyuan, why are you even harder to solve than a physics problem? Lin Feng said. If Peng Junyuan became my deskmate, he wouldn't ask others for help anymore. But what are the chances of us becoming deskmates? I guessed for Peng Junyuan, guessed his score. He's improved a lot lately. There probably won't be any problems. Lin Feng said he could intentionally get a few questions wrong and give the second place spot to Peng Junyuan. I glared at him. Classmate Peng Junyuan is both hardworking and smart. He can achieve what he wants on his own. He doesn't need to rely on others to get anything. I went to the homeroom teacher to ask for a copy of the grade report. First place is me. Second place is Peng Junyuan. Junyuan, you really did it. Junyuan, you're really amazing, truly outstanding. So don't be sad anymore, okay? Classmate Peng Junyuan, did you know? I really want to be your deskmate for life. I also want to explain problems to you for life. I often check Junyuan's updates. It shows on QQ. He's been listening to Jay Chou's music a lot lately. Do all boys like Jay Chou? That song he often listens to. I've listened to it too. I lost sleep again. Junyuan, I really want to write you into every page of my diary. His QQ info shows that Junyuan's birthday is October 10th. Isn't that the day after tomorrow? What gift should I get him? I went to ask Lin Feng. Do boys develop feelings for a girl? Who sings for them? Lin Feng said. If a girl sings him a Jay Chou song on his birthday, he would definitely never forget that girl for the rest of his life. Junyuan, on your 16th birthday, if I sing for you, will you remember me for a lifetime? Jay Chou songs are too hard to sing. I'm not a good singer, and I couldn't learn it even after a whole day. Then I'll just give classmate Peng Junyuan an MP4 player. During evening self-study, I put an earbud in Peng Junyuan's ear. Junyuan, I hope that for every birthday from now on, I can be by your side. It's almost time to change seats again. Lately, classmate Peng Junyuan's grades have slipped a bit fast. Physics and math have always been his weak subjects. What should I do? I don't want Junyuan to be deskmates with someone else. I don't want another girl to explain problems to him. During the break, I went to the homeroom teacher's office. I asked if we could choose our own seats freely. The homeroom teacher seemed to have seen through my thoughts. He asked if I couldn't bear to be separated from my little deskmate. Of course. A boy as good as Junyuan, I really can't bear to be apart from him. The homeroom teacher agreed. He said Junyuan is very hardworking and very good. He told me to help him more. He said, being able to be deskmates is a rare fate. Even after you go to university, you can't forget each other. The homeroom teacher said, actually, I can tell which girl in class likes which boy. When he was young, he also had someone who made his heart flutter. He said, Dai Uxi, you and Peng Junyuan are both my favorite students. I hope you can achieve good results, and I hope even more that you'll be happy. Junyuan, the homeroom teacher, and Lin Feng. They both see that I like you. What about you? I asked Junyuan if, from now on, he could always choose me as his deskmate. He said, okay. Junyuan, you'll remember that. Don't you go back on your word. The school is about to hold a coming-of-age ceremony. Lin Feng kept insisting I go pick out a suit with him. I refused. He already has a girlfriend, and still comes to bother me. If Junyuan sees us, it won't be good. They all say boys get jealous over the person they like. So will Junyuan get jealous over me? Sigh. Dai Uxi. What are you thinking about every day? Lin Feng asked me. Don't you want to give a suit to Junyuan? My heart skipped a beat, but Junyuan said he didn't need my suit. I put the suit I spent so long picking out back into my school bag. I felt a little sad. It's okay. Junyuan, I'll give you this suit after the college entrance exams. Junyuan is so handsome today. His eyes are so big and bright. Usually his bangs are always long, but when he's seriously dressed up, I think he's even more handsome than Lin Feng. There are a few girls in class secretly glancing at Junyuan. How annoying. I hope Junyuan can be really handsome on this day, but I also don't hope that such a handsome Junyuan gets discovered by others. Am I too greedy? Junyuan's mood isn't very good. He said he really admires Lin Feng. The look on his face was so sad. I'm also very sad. Junyuan, please don't be sad anymore. You're also very handsome. You are the sparkling stars, the most unique one in my heart. I gave Junyuan a bouquet of flowers and a small piece of cake. I made the small cake myself. The flowers were ones I planted several months ago. Classmate Peng Junyuan, I hope on every special day, you can eat a small piece of cake that belongs only to you. Of course, if I'm the one giving it to you every time, that would be even better. Jingdi is studying harder than before. He rarely even logs into QQ. Last time I asked him where he planned to go for university, He said he wanted to go to Beijing. I've always known. Classmate Peng Junyuan has great ambitions. Classmate Peng Junyuan, I hope you can achieve your dreams. I hope you can become a light in the eyes of others. The college entrance exam is soon. I can't write in my diary every day anymore. Then I'll catch up after the exam is over. The exam is finally over. I can continue writing in my diary again. Today I have to finish this diary, make it into a handwritten book, and give it to classmate Peng Junyuan. Junyuan, will you like this gift? The diary ends abruptly here. I don't know how I managed to read through it all. The last few pages were soaked by my tears. The handwriting was blurred. It turns out that during the youth I thought was ordinary. Someone had been carefully and clumsily protecting me year after year. The last page of the notebook had a line of neat, small script she wrote. Junyuan, do you want to be together? On the 17th, they'll wait for you at Wanshu intersection. The 17th, Wanshu intersection. I found the password for my high school QQ account. I tried logging in several times, but it was wrong, just as the account was about to be frozen. I finally logged in successfully. The password was Day Ux's birthday. The messages on QQ were pitifully few. In the class group chat, someone would send congratulatory messages every year. There was a red dot with 99 plus on the pinned chat. I clicked on it. The most recent message was sent the year before last. Junyuan, Happy New Year. Though I know you won't reply, I still hope you're happy. Tears started falling uncontrollably again. I scrolled up. Every single message was, Junyuan, you have to be happy. On that day, July 17th, 2020, Dai Uxi had called me several times. That day, my parents and I were on a train to Lincheng City. That day on Qzone, many posts related to Dai Uxi were shared. What's up with Goddess Uxi? Who is she waiting for here? Who else could she be waiting for? It's definitely her little desk mate. I have to say, Peng Junyuan is really heartless. Didn't come to the class reunion. Doesn't reply to messages either. Don't blame him anymore. Peng Junyuan didn't do well on the college entrance exam. His family has already moved away. The photos in the class group still haven't been deleted. That day, Dai Uxi was full of joy, holding a bouquet of baby's breath, waiting for the boy she had liked for 3 years. But she waited until even the flowers had wilted. But she couldn't wait for me to arrive. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I collapsed on the floor and cried my eyes out. I heard Dai Uxi is studying computer science. After graduating from university, she plans to study abroad. Dai Uxi. Are we really going to miss each other just like this? My father came in and asked me, what's wrong? You worked so hard to get into a school in Beijing. Are you still not happy? I am happy. But why is Beijing so far away? Why is there a gap of 4 years between us? The day I arrived in Beijing, I didn't bring much luggage. That book was still placed at the bottom of my suitcase. Beijing has a lot of cars and a lot of people. To get to Peking University to register, I had to transfer several times. It wasn't until the afternoon that I finally arrived at the school gate. People came and went, bustling endlessly. I pulled my suitcase, staring at the sign at the gate. My eyes stung. This was once the place I wanted to come to the most. But when I'm really standing here, I don't feel any joy in my heart. Looking at the spirited young people around me, I thought of Dai Uxi again. Back then, was she just like them, carrying beautiful aspirations for the future? I walked straight towards the school, looking all around. The next second, my gaze landed on a girl in a long, off-white dress. She walked towards me. It was a face I could never forget in this lifetime. She held a bouquet of purple baby's breath and stood before me. Dai Ux's smile was as beautiful as ever. Peng Junyuan, do you want to be together? The morning I saw that post, my advisor asked me, do you want to go abroad or be directly admitted to graduate school? She said, personally, I'd like to keep you. But for you, going abroad is a better option, just like every time my parents ask me why I don't have a boyfriend. I still couldn't give an easy answer this time. When there's already someone in your heart, how can you like someone else? That wouldn't be fair to anyone. I took out my high school graduation photo. This is the only photo of me and Peng Junyuan together. The boy I liked when I was 16, the boy I can never forget. We don't even have a single photo of just the two of us. After looking at the person in the photo for 10 seconds, I gave a bitter smile. Junyuan, this time, maybe. I really truly have to let you go. I picked up my phone and put it down again. I repeated this a dozen times. I stared at the pinned chat on QQ, at that dark profile picture until I zoned out. In the end, I still decided to send a message to Peng Junyuan. All these years, I could never stop myself from sending him messages, even though I knew he hadn't used this account for a long time, even though I knew the messages I sent would never get a reply. But I still wanted to send one last message, but this time, before I could even finish thinking about what to send, Lin Feng's call came through. Dai Uxi, I saw Peng Junyuan's post. He has never forgotten. Quick, go look. The post I sent you. Lin Feng was very excited, but hearing Peng Junyuan's name, my whole body froze unconsciously, so much so that it took me a long time to react. I went to see the post he was talking about. The poster was a netizen named PJY. PJY. Peng Junyuan. Junyuan, you really haven't changed at all. Still so easy for me to guess. The title of the post was, I have a secret I've kept for 7 years. The name of that secret is Dai Uxi. The moment I saw this line, I felt as if I had lost all weight. I almost couldn't hold my phone steady. Hidden in every word of the post were the small, secret feelings of our youth. Unfortunately, I was 4 years too late to understand. Reading to the very last word, my throat grew numb and my heart ached along with it. So it was never about me getting closer to Peng Junyuan, but rather, he was the one who put in so much effort, with great difficulty, to appear before me time and time again. But how should I comfort, how could I let go of my sensitive and shy little deskmate, the boy who, even when his rank dropped, would only dare to be sad in secret? I can't imagine how he digested the failure of the college entrance exam all by himself, and how he quietly worked hard alone for 4 years, just to close this distance of several thousand kilometers. I don't know how I, trembling, read through all the comments, seeing everyone feel regret for us, seeing that Junyuan misunderstood that I would give up. I couldn't help but leave a comment. Why don't you open that gift and take a look? Maybe her secret is hidden inside too. After typing this line, I couldn't help but laugh at myself. Dai Uxi, you're so weak. You don't even dare to use your own name to leave him a comment. This comment received a lot of likes. It quickly became the top comment. The entire evening, I kept an eye on Junyuan's updates. Finally, at 1 a.m., he posted something new. I still can't forget you. If I had been a little braver back then, would we have missed each other? But how could I have dared back then? There were so many boys better than me who liked you. How could I dare to believe that you would, like someone as imperfect as me? Seeing these few lines, my eyes stung. But, Junyuan, you don't need to be too brave. You don't need to be very perfect. I hope you can always be yourself. The words you can't say, I will say them for you. The things you don't dare to do, I will do them for you. So I sent him a private message. I only typed 3 words, and he recognized me. Seeing the other person is typing on my phone screen, my heart just couldn't calm down. For 4 years, I sent him countless messages. I had countless times hoped to see those words, but my hopes were dashed countless times. But today, I finally received a message from Junyuan, a message that was 4 years late. Even though we're separated by a screen, even though I can't see his expression, but I know he must be hiding in some corner, crying silently again. I said to him, Junyuan, let's date, okay? On the 15th, I'll wait for you in Beijing. This time, I received a firm and quick answer from him, okay. But after hanging up the phone, I couldn't sleep all night again, tossing and turning in bed with excitement. When the 6 o'clock alarm went off, I hurriedly got up to wash my face. I stood in front of the mirror for over an hour, still couldn't decide which outfit to wear. I haven't seen Junyuan in 4 years. I've grown a little taller and have stayed up quite a few nights. I'm no longer the girl in his memory, the girl in the long white dress. Junyuan must have changed a lot too. He didn't like to eat properly in high school. He must be even thinner after these 4 years. But Junyuan must have become very handsome, and there must be many people who like him. He must have also become a guiding light for many people. But no matter what, he's still the most radiant and unique boy in my heart. Back in high school, I once heard Junyuan talking to other boys. At that time, Junyuan said he liked girls in long white dresses. I suddenly remembered a weekend in 12th grade. I wore a long white dress to meet Junyuan. That time, I used the excuse of wanting to see the cat to ask him out. This was our only date, although it wasn't official. You'll never forget it for the rest of my life. That night, we watched a movie. The movie's name was Love Letter. After leaving the cinema, Junyuan's eyes were red from crying. He tugged on my sleeve and asked with great sorrow, Dai Uxi, do you think Fujii Itsuki, in the end, liked that girl? In the very end, did he understand that girl's feelings? He did. He definitely liked her, I said silently in my heart. The affection between them was just like Dai Uxis. Affection for Peng Junyuan. I hurriedly opened my suitcase and took out the long dress. After graduating from high school, I never wore this outfit again. But it has always been in my suitcase. It's been so long, the cuffs are a little frayed. 4 years ago, this dress was a bit loose on me. Now it fits perfectly. I pushed my bangs up. When I passed by a flower shop, I bought a bouquet of purple baby's breath. The owner looked at me and said, I can tell you're a person with a story. I smiled and didn't answer. I took the flowers and went to the place where Junyuan and I had arranged to meet. But my heart wouldn't stop pounding, even more nervous than the first time Junyuan and I looked at each other. I checked my watch several times along the way, the sound of the watch hands moving. Tick-tock, tick-tock, was as chaotic as my heart, but why is time passing so slowly? Finally, on the 25th time I raised my hand to check my watch, Junyuan finally appeared. We were separated by a road, separated by a vast sea of people. When he saw me, we smiled at the same time. I walked up to him and finally gave him the bouquet of baby's breath. I said to him, Junyuan, let's date, okay? His slightly flushed face was my answer, a tearful moment and a warm hug. At this moment, there were no missed chances, only our happy future. Epilogue. I told my advisor that I wasn't going abroad anymore. I would stay in Beijing for graduate school. At first, he was very surprised, but a few seconds later, she burst out laughing. The person who made you stay must be someone very important, right? The professor patted my shoulder. You're just like I was back then. That year, I was also preparing to go abroad, but my husband kept me here with just one sentence, and that one time I stayed turned into decades. Dai Uexi, you are the student I value the most, smart and hardworking. No matter where you go, you will always be able to shine. Junyuan and I were on two different campuses. When we didn't have class, we would walk around the campus, our fingers intertwined. His eyes had that same light as years ago. Dai Uexi, did you know back in high school, I wanted to walk side by side with you and walk around the sports field together, but I didn't dare. I squeezed his hand tightly. Junyuan, it's okay. We have plenty of time to make up for our regrets. In the second semester of our first year of grad school, Junyuan and I moved out. We rented a small apartment near the school. It was the beginning of our life together. When we didn't have classes, we would sit next to each other on the living room sofa and watch one movie after another. When we reached a touching part, Junyuan would still shed tears, but he no longer had to cry secretly alone. I would help him wipe away his tears. In our second year of grad school, our small apartment welcomed a new member. Junyuan brought the kitten over. People say cats don't recognize their owners, but this little cat is very attached to me. When it has nothing to do, it likes to climb onto my lap and take a nap. Kitten, you're so lazy, you need to exercise more every time. Junyuan would correct me. Dai Uexi, its name is Haha, not Kitten. Why do you keep getting it wrong? Haha, is the new name Junyuan gave it? The first time I heard this name, I found it very cute, just as cute as Junyuan himself. I told him, Haha is actually my cat. Its original name was Kitten. Then it got lost, but it met a very good owner, and so it got a new name. When he first heard it, Junyuan was stunned for a few seconds. Then he laughed and said, then Haha is the greatest hero of our home. I have to work hard to earn money, to buy Haha the most expensive cat food. But Dai Uexi naming a kitten is really something. I looked at Junyuan's radiant, smiling face, and then at the cat napping in my arms. I suddenly felt that life is a very beautiful thing. On our 1-year anniversary, I took Junyuan home to meet my parents, who knew my dad also invited Lin Feng and his girlfriend over. As soon as we walked in the door, my dad pulled Junyuan aside and talked non-stop. Oh my, such a good young man is my son-in-law. My daughter is so lucky. Junyuan's face turned beet red. My ears turned red too. I coughed a few times to correct him. Dad, Junyuan and I aren't married yet. My dad glanced at me and continued talking to Junyuan. It's just a matter of time. Don't think I don't know your little schemes back in high school. You brought a bottle of milk from home every day. Wasn't it for my son-in-law? Peng Junyuan smiled and looked at me, but I didn't feel embarrassed about my secret being exposed. Instead, my heart felt full. My dad continued, this is great. You and Lin Feng have both found someone. For 4 years, you two didn't date anyone. Your mom and I thought there was something wrong with you two. At this moment, my mom chimed in, honey, you don't see this as clearly as I do. I saw it long ago. It's not that these two didn't want to date. It's obvious they both already had someone in their hearts. My dad sighed. This lovesick personality of our daughter's, she definitely inherited it from you. Today, the few of us at the dinner table all drank a lot of wine. My dad, drunk, slurred his words. That's my daughter. The student surpasses the master. Back then, your mom waited for me for 2 years. I can't believe you waited for a full 4 years. My mom glanced at him. Our daughter is much better than us. Back then, you were about to give up, but I knew if Peng Junyuan didn't show up, our daughter would have kept waiting. I was happy today, so I also drank a lot of wine. Under the table, Junyuan held my hand and whispered to me, don't drink anymore. You'll get drunk if you drink more. I laughed and fell into his arms, staring into his sparkling eyes. Okay, I'll listen to you. Lin Feng's girlfriend made me drink several glasses of wine. I knew she was getting revenge on me. Back in high school, Lin Feng often used me as a tool. The purpose was to make her jealous. I didn't expect this girl to hold such a grudge, something from so many years ago. She still remembers now. Dai Uexi, your face is so red. Are you drunk? Junyuan leaned in too close. His eyes were too bright. Actually, I wasn't drunk, but I wanted to be a little closer to him, so I said, yeah, my head is spinning. Can you help me back to my room? Although Junyuan is taller than me, he's very thin. I didn't dare lean on him completely. Afraid I would make him fall, I said to myself silently, Dai Uexi, you have to work hard. You have to fatten Junyuan up a bit. When we reached the bedside, I deliberately stumbled a few times, so Junyuan naturally fell on top of me. His hands accidentally landed on me. His panicked gaze wanted to flee. With one hand, I grabbed his arm and supported his head with the other, pressing his ear tightly against my heart. Classmate Peng Junyuan, can you hear it? Junyuan looked up at me with a puzzled expression on his face. Hear what? I looked at him and slowly began to speak. Can you hear what my heart is saying? It's saying that it loves you very, very much. You know that, right? Every single heartbeat is my unspeakable love for you. When did I start liking Peng Junyuan? I've thought about this question for a long time and finally came to a conclusion. From the very first time I met him, my heart began to flutter nonstop. How could someone be so kind as to use their school uniform? To wrap a stray kitten of unknown origin and even stand at the school gate for half an hour every day, waiting for its owner. One time it was raining, he didn't have an umbrella. He would rather get soaked himself than let the kitten get wet in the rain. That day, I originally intended to go give him an umbrella, but he ran too fast. I couldn't give him that umbrella in the end. At first, I noticed him because of the kitten, but in the end, the kitten became an excuse for me to see him. I never thought I'd lose a cat and end up giving myself away in return. I noticed him again because he would pass by every break. I couldn't help but think, does someone really go to the restroom as soon as class is over? Later, I discovered that most of the time, he was actually going to the office to ask questions. That's when I realized that classmate Peng Junyuan had always been working very hard. Later, our homeroom teacher often praised him in class 1, saying that although his foundation wasn't good, he was diligent and hardworking and told us to learn more from him. Classmate Peng Junyuan, I will learn from you. When I started to secretly pay attention to the small changes in Peng Junyuan, even I didn't realize until much later, I knew that things had already become irreversible. Since I was young, the question I heard most often was whether I and Lin Feng were actually in love. Everyone thought we would date early on, even my parents thought so, but heaven is my witness. Our friendship was truly pure. Uncle Lin and my dad have been good brothers for decades. He's the most free-spirited person I've ever met. When Lin Feng was 1 year old, his parents divorced. Uncle Lin is a workaholic, his career is very busy, so he often left Lin Feng at my house. Lin Feng and I could be considered childhood sweethearts. We were too familiar with each other, to the point that this feeling couldn't be transformed into something else. Every time the girls in class asked me which boy I thought was the most handsome, the cutest, the face that appeared in my mind was always Peng Junyuan's. He would blush whenever he looked at someone of the opposite sex. When he was surprised, his eyes would widen. Classmate Peng Junyuan surely doesn't know how cute he is in other people's eyes. Back then, I often wondered when I would finally be able to openly get to know classmate Peng Junyuan. When would I finally be able to tell him my name? High school academic life was very tough, but having a desk mate like Peng Junyuan, I didn't feel it was tough at all. Everyone said I was talented and had a smart mind, but they didn't know that. In order to explain lessons to Junyuan, every night at home I had to face the formulas and theorems in the textbook and study them for a long time, so that the next day I could find the simplest way to solve a problem. Uxie, you're so smart, I couldn't have thought of this method at all. This was what Peng Junyuan said to me the most. I could see the admiration in his eyes. I could also see his melancholy. My heart was both happy and sad. Classmate Peng Junyuan, actually, I'm not that smart. So don't feel like you're foolish, and don't feel there's a gap between us, okay? Giving a gift to Junyuan, waiting for him at the intersection all night, waiting to confess to him, was the bravest thing I've ever done in my life. It's just that night, I couldn't wait for him. Instead, I waited for Lin Feng, who was as heartbroken as I was. Dai Uxie, my girlfriend is a liar. You'll never like her again. Lin Feng said. She doesn't like me at all. She was nice to me, only because she wanted me to explain lessons to her. I felt very uneasy. Could it be that Junyuan also only wanted me to explain lessons to him after the university entrance exam? This person, Peng Junyuan, seemed to have disappeared from this world. No one knew where he went. Even his best friend only knew that he failed the university entrance exam and moved to another city. During the 4 years of university, I listened to the songs that Peng Junyuan liked over and over again. But why, when I finally managed to learn these songs, the person who was supposed to listen to me sing was no longer here? On October 10th, I drank a lot of alcohol and sang the songs over and over in the dormitory. My roommate said that I had clearly never been in love, but that time, I was as heartbroken as if I'd had my heart broken 800 times. Finally, I recorded a video of myself singing with a guitar and posted it on my social media page. Many friends liked it for me. It's just that among those who liked it, he was missing. Junyuan, we already agreed. On your 17th birthday, I would sing for you. But can you tell me where you are? Lin Feng studied at the film academy next door. The two of us, heartbroken people, often met up for drinks. Before drinking, Lin Feng would always swear, there are so many girls in my class chasing me now. I change girlfriends every week. Who still remembers the person they liked when they were 16 or 17, but every time he got drunk, he would still say in agony, what should I do? Dai Uxie, I can't forget her. It turns out the person you like at 16 or 17, you really can't forget for a lifetime. I didn't believe a word he said, Lin Feng cried as he drank. If she doesn't like me, why did she save money to take me to a concert? If she doesn't like me, why did she always get jealous? If she doesn't like me, why did she blush whenever she saw me? Why, when she saw other boys approach me, did she get hurt? Only Lin Feng knew my secret, and only in front of him could I cry my heart out. It's just that one day, Lin Feng told me, Dai Uxie, my first love came back to find me. I'm about to have a happy ending with her. You have to believe that one day, Peng Junyuan will also come back to find you. Yeah, I believe it. I've always believed it, and so, I waited year after year. Whenever I couldn't take it anymore, I would take out our class group photo and tell myself, Dai Uxie, just hang on a little longer. Fortunately, on a clear and breezy afternoon, I finally found the person I liked when I was 16. After being with Dai Uxie, my life began to become colorful. She would prepare one surprise after another for me. Every day, as soon as I opened my eyes, I would receive a good morning kiss. Dai Uxie would gently stroke my face and then tuck me back into the blanket. Sleep a little longer. I'll call you when breakfast is ready. I smiled and nodded and stared at Dai Uxie's back until she went into the kitchen. At this moment, Haha would jump onto the bed, it would crawl under my blanket, and I would hug it to sleep until Dai Uxie came to wake us both up. Dai Uxie lifted Haha up high. He seriously told a kitten not to disturb Dad while he's sleeping. Got it? Otherwise, I'll deduct a month of cat treats. Seeing his serious expression, I couldn't help but laugh out loud. Yuexi cooks different meals for me every day. She always said I was too thin and that I should eat more. Her cooking skills are excellent. A month later, I actually gained 5 kilograms. Haha. Also gained weight along with me. Now it's about to turn into a meatball. Looking at the increasing number on the scale, I said accusingly, I can't eat your cooking anymore. If I keep eating, I'll become a fatty. Yuexi put down the things in her hands, walked up to me in a very serious tone. You're just fine, not fat at all. Yuexi is really wonderful. She always encourages me. Before, whenever I solved a math problem, Yuexi would say, Junyuan, you're so smart. This line of thinking is very clear, and now, even when I beat a game, she has to say, Junyuan, you're so amazing. In front of her, I basically never have a moment of sadness. During the summer break, Yuexi said she wanted to take me on a trip. I asked her where she wanted to go. She said, I want to go to the south. I asked why. Yuexi said, I want to see the place where you lived for 4 years. I want to know how you've lived for these 4 years. We went by train. When we arrived, seeing the familiar street corners and roads, memories immediately flooded my mind. At first, I failed the college entrance exam. I couldn't get into my dream university. At that time, I was determined to cut ties with everything from the past, so I chose a place very far from home. Actually, during those 4 years, I didn't think of Yuexi very often, studying, working part-time, competing, but she never once disappeared from my heart. Since then, when I feel a cool breeze, I think of Yuexi. When I see the bright moon, I also think of Yuexi. I asked myself, what was I reminiscing about? What was I really nostalgic for? It was just that I couldn't reconcile with my past self. I couldn't forgive that sensitive, weak, timid, and insecure version of me, I think. If I hadn't met Yuexi again, I probably would have lived in my memories for the rest of my life. Thankfully, heaven gave me another chance. I asked Yuexi, in these 4 years, did you really not meet any guy you liked? There are so many handsome and outstanding guys in Beijing. Yuexi just smiled, took my hand, and stared at me. There's no shortage of good guys in this world, but what does that have to do with me? There will be better girls who are a match for them, and Yuexi belongs to Ping Junyuan. She stood on her tiptoes and placed a kiss on the corner of my eye, then said, Junyuan, I want you to remember, I am yours, forever yours. In this moment, my world seemed to stop. I could hear my heart beating wildly. She said, Ping Junyuan, you're not getting away this lifetime? After returning from the south, Yuexi got busy. She said her advisor went abroad for research and asked her to help mentor the first-year juniors. Yuex's class was always the last one in the morning. She said to me, Nguyen, can you come pick me up every day? I'll take you out for delicious food. At first, I really thought Yuexi wanted to take me out to eat, but later I discovered she simply wanted to show off that she had a boyfriend waiting for her. If you have any questions, ask. Next time, the classroom was filled with complaints. The juniors said, Yuexi is so cruel, it was already hard enough to get food, and now we're forced to watch this public display of affection. Yuexi was very punctual. Every time the bell rang for dismissal, she would walk out holding her laptop. Then, under everyone's gaze, she would walk up to me, smile and take my hand. Junyuan, let's go home. One time, Yuexi rarely taught overtime, so I sat in the back row of the class to wait for her and listen to her lecture while I was at it. Yuexi on the podium was energetic and full of life. For a moment, I felt like I had returned to high school, to the time she tutored me. After listening for a while, I actually fell asleep. When I opened my eyes, Yuexi was standing in front of me. I felt the embarrassment of being caught in the act. Just as I was about to speak, Yuexi pulled out a bouquet of flowers from behind her back in the large lecture hall with hundreds of people amidst the deafening cheers. Junyuan, will you marry me? Later, Yuexi confessed to me that day she intentionally taught overtime. Actually, she had planned to propose to me for a long time. She said, I just wanted to be different from other couples. Besides, I couldn't wait any longer. The students in the class were all on her side. Yuexi told our story in every class. After a month, the entire department knew she had someone she had liked for many years. After we started dating, I realized just how clingy Yuexi was. She always liked to stick to me, even if I took a little too long in the bathroom. She would knock on the door. Junyuan, come out quickly. I'm so bored. But recently, I noticed Yuexi wasn't clinging to me as much. She was always on her phone, typing. Sometimes she would even giggle foolishly. Not good. This is really not good. I leaned in close, wanting to see what Yuexi was doing, but she put her phone face down. Then she snuggled into my arms and asked coquettishly, What's wrong? Are you hungry again? I frowned and stared at Yuexi for a few seconds and asked, Why are you always on your phone? Have you had a change of heart? Yuexi was surprised at first, then she laughed and tapped me lightly on the head. Junyuan, you're so silly. If you won't tell me, fine, they'll definitely find out. One day, I really did discover Yuex's little secret. She created a clone account and recorded our love diary on Weibo. Now she has over 100,000 followers. I curiously clicked on it to take a look and ended up leaving with a red face. The first time I kissed my boyfriend, his lips were so sweet and soft, like freshly picked strawberries. Help. How do I coax my boyfriend to sleep with me? I really want to sleep in his arms. I want to sing for him every night. Hehe. I was looking at the comments yesterday. Everyone is so enthusiastic. But I don't have any other intentions, okay? I just want to hug my boyfriend. What arrives earlier than spring are fresh flowers and your smile. And for me, what's more worthwhile than the long wait is this moment when I'm certain that you are the final destination of my life's journey. End of story.